In a previous demo, I've shown how we can set our envelope 1 times to the fastest settings and route this envelope 1 signal back into the audio input to run through the filter, set the resonance just below the self-oscillation point. See if we increase this. We're getting feedback. Let's bring that back just till it quits. And we can bring up that pulse coming in from the envelope, and we're basically creating a ringing oscillator similar to how the TR-808 drums work. So we can tune that drum with the filter cut off. The resonance is controlling how long that drum decays. If we make it short, we just get a nice little pop. And as we vary that input level, we get different degrees of click on the beginning, plus we can vary the degree here for that initial click. But what would be nice is if we had an additional envelope that we could apply to this frequency to sweep that pitch down to get more of a natural sounding drum. So I've been thinking about this, and what we can do is let's take our idea of using oscillator B set to a sawtooth. We're going to turn the octave down to -3. We've got the CV track control just set to ABX, so oscillator B is a stationary frequency. At this point, the excess is producing its own rhythm pattern because we've got wave B coming out, and I've rigged together this little 3-jack setup, which is basically a simple multiple, or if you had a simple Y cable, a mono cable to 2 mono cables on the other end, or connectors, you would then route the wave B out into the oscillator modulation input as well as the gate input. So oscillator B is firing off our envelope. It's also, the sawtooth waveforms coming back into the external audio modulation. We can select external, turn up our mount, and now we're getting a nice exponential sawtooth shape out of here. So we can select wave B in the filter modulation section, and we can go ahead and increase this amount and hear this wave shape sweeping that frequency. Let's go ahead and increase our resonance. So the key to this sound is you want to play with the amount control, the oscillator B sweeping the frequency to get our pitch sweep of the cutoff frequency. And notice as we bring this envelope amount down coming into the mixer, we no longer hear any sound because we need that envelope, short little envelope pulse to excite the filter to begin ringing. So as we bring this up, this is going to vary our tone as well. And if we need even more excitement at the beginning of that sound, we can add this envelope to modify the filter as well to give us a nice little crisp click at the beginning. The other thing you can play with is the frequency control. That's going to vary the rate, plus it will shape the decay of the oscillator B's waveform that is modulating our cutoff frequency. But give that a try. That's going to give you some really nice kick drums that are punchy and consistent. And the main difference between something like this and just setting the filter to self-oscillate by turning the resonance up, setting the cutoff to a nice frequency, and dialing in a nice decayed envelope and sweeping the pitch of the filter is you're going to get varying initial phases when you do it that way of the sine wave coming out of here, where when we send the envelope into the mixer and cause this little pulse to re-trigger or begin ringing this filter, we're always going to get a nice sine wave kick drum that starts on the exact same slope or phase of the sound. So play with that. There's a lot of different ways you can make kick drums, but this is a cool way that you can replicate how the TR-808 makes its famous kick drum sound.